Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Black Unicorns out there. This is my second attempt today to try to bring you a morning minute. As when I'm walking in this area, I hit dead zones a lot. So it just wouldn't stay connected. So I'm trying this again. I deleted the first one. And here we go again. It is Sunday morning where I am, somewhere in the 6-ish something o'clock-ish range. Where you are, it is probably evening, maybe even afternoon, I don't know. But good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to my channel. I'm Lesia 75, and I am doing my walking exercise here in Accra, Ghana, as you all know. I'm towards the tail end of it now, which is why I'm coming back with the morning minute, because I wanted to try to keep a consistent pace this time around, which I did. But I am, I'm trying to decide which way I want to walk, which street I want to take. No, I'm just going to go straight. Yeah, y'all, so I've been thinking about how when people from the West move to different parts of the world, it seems to be a lot different than when people from like developing nations move, or third world countries, or countries that aren't considered the rich and powerful countries, right? So let's say the non-Western countries. And when folks move, and I don't care what race you are, black, white, whatever, Latino, whatever, anything, black, white, brown, red, whatever, yellow, whatever your affiliation is, you know, when you move, you're always called and considered an expat versus an immigrant, right? Or a refugee. And with that status of expat comes a whole status of privileges, I guess, because most people who are traveling like this and moving around like this, I mean, most people typically are white, right? You know, but now black folks are starting to move around more and more. So the world is waking up to the fact that that expat community includes black people from the Americas, black people from Britain and Europe, you know, and they're becoming more and more surprised to it, but they're awakening to it in that almighty dollar they bring with them. And I'm just saying dollar because it's like essentially the world's currency, right? Okay, so I'm getting closer to my destination. And so, you know, with that comes this whole thought process, and this whole, with that comes a different set of, I'm trying to do this to be politically correct, but you know, I'm not really politically correct, so fuck it, I'm just gonna say it. It comes with people passing through, rolling through, and seeing opportunities and taking advantage of it. Buying things that may not be affordable to local people or indigenous people, like land, you know, in large bulk amounts. Doing businesses, like they do this a lot in Jamaica, which to me is bizarre, but doing businesses and you're not even taking advantage of or using the local people and agriculture and what's there, instead you're having everything shipped in, imported in, to make basically like little America, right? And I'm not talking about black people doing this, I'm talking about white people. But at the same time, because you get that status expat versus immigrant or refugee, you have a level of acceptance and the ability to move amongst classes, because these classes matter. I say classes like upper class, middle class, lower class, however you want to categorize people in socioeconomic groups. And because of that, because that freedom of movement, that ability to do business wherever, whenever, and having a little bit more, okay, good, 2 miles, okay, I did good, okay. All right, so having that ability to be able to move like that, do things real fast, and having people be willing to assist you, of course, as long as you got the money to pay for that assistance, it works out in the benefit. Now, for me, talking about it is a little bit weird because I am considered an expat. Everyone who has moved outside of the US to another country, we are all expats. Rarely do they talk to us about being immigrants unless you are at the immigration office. And then they talk to you about your immigration papers. Because essentially, like when you move from the US to, say, Germany, you have to, if you stay longer than 90 days, you're going to have to get some kind of legal status. And so because of my skill set and because of my professional level, and experience, I automatically got the highest level of visa you can get for how long did they give me? I think it was 4 or 5 years, something like that. They gave it to me. And so my experience coming over there as an expat, because that's what they kept referring to me as, was so much easier than someone coming from Nigeria doing basically the same type of tech work I do, coming over and being called a refugee, and they realized, okay, he's not a refugee, he is an immigrant, because they hired him from Dubai where he was working in the same field, brought him over. Okay, cool. So he's an immigrant. But his experience to get his legal status was so much longer than mine, so much longer, like double the time frame. And then they gave him only 1 year with having to come back and like report back in and have the status, verified by employer, all this. I mean, everybody has to have their status verified by employer, but it doesn't have to be yearly like that, that you have to actually show up. And so his experience is much harder just because of what part of the world he came from. Now then, let's talk about when you move to Africa and you're coming to one of the African nations, let's say here in West Africa, and you're American or British or whatever, your experience is going to be a whole hell of a lot easier than if you are African, if you're like a Nigerian moving to Ghana or a Kenyan moving to Ghana. Africans trying to move from one African country to the next can be, yeah, you can get in easy, but staying legally and being legal is the part that becomes a bit more difficult. Now, I, as an American coming here, can only truly speak for my own experiences. I'm not speaking for other people, but I'm just sharing that with you because when we come over and we're doing different things, business-wise, right? We should always be trying to provide opportunities to the local people and where you're doing your business. It doesn't mean you have to be hiring people full time when you're still trying to bring your business off the ground, but you can give people contract work. You can't give people, hey, I got this project. I'll give you, you can work for me project by project basis, or I need you to do X, Y, Z. If you can get that done, I'll pay you for it. And then if it's good, I'll hire you again to do something else. Like, you're just giving back into the economy, allowing for money to circulate in the local community and giving people the opportunity to have jobs. That's the power of being an expat versus being an immigrant. Now, on the other hand, you see immigrants coming through the States, like name any African immigrant from any African country, name any Latino immigrant from any Latino country, and they are all called immigrants and not expats. Think about that shit. They're all immigrants, but at the end of the day, collectively, they contribute to the economy. More informally than formally, but they definitely contribute to the economy. And as people get educated and get more into the formal sector and formal banking and all that stuff, then they're contributing in the formal sector as well. Because in the States, you already know everybody paying taxes, period. Pay taxes or go to jail. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. And so I say that because it's just wild how different it is when you come to Africa as an American and you're an expat with expat privileges versus anybody else anywhere else in the world. And remember, as Americans, as not just Americans, this is true for the British, for most Europeans coming from European countries, Western European countries anyway, and for those in Australia. When you move around in these places, it's very seldom that they go and refer to you as a immigrant or refugee. You're always an expat, unless they're fucking racist. And then they're gonna say to you, oh, did you have to swim over and jump off the boat? And I'd be like, bitch, who are you talking to? And then the white woman would be like, oh, wait, are you American? Don't fucking talk to me again. And then that ends that conversation because I have zero patience for racist bullshit and for them thinking that all of us are the help. And trust me, I have gotten called the help so many times in Germany. I wanted to just punch people dead in the face because I just be like, I am over this so much because they see all Black women as literal maids. It's absolutely disgusting and ridiculous. But anyway, guys, so I was just coming on here to bring y'all this little morning minute and whatnot. You know, thought it might be helpful for somebody. And maybe it's not even helpful. Maybe it's just me and my thoughts I was having at the moment. For those of you who are joined, leaving comments, thank you so much. I appreciate all your comments. I forgot my glasses in the house because I was trying to kick some serious rocks today. I was on my business today. Thank you guys for joining me. But I'm not gonna lie to you. Everybody seems to be moving to Ghana, running to Ghana, and trying to go to Cape Coast because that's where you believe the diasporans are. And there's many that I know that have moved there now and telling me that, oh, yeah, no, we linked up with this person, we linked up that person, and they're going to help us do this, and they're going to help us do that. And then you be ass out when you get there. Y'all better be real fucking careful with people who are telling you they can do X, Y, Z for nothing, or that they can get you all this great stuff in a place that, and I'm specifically talking about the central region, because Accra got its issues, but there's plenty of housing here if you can pay for the rent. But Cape Coast has a housing deficit that is drastic. And it's just like the rents they charge there is, to me, for me, I just laugh out loud. I holler laughing because I just be like, you'll be paid what? And y'all don't even got shit. Nothing, there's nothing here. And then you got the castle, a couple markets, you better still sit down somewhere. Child, please. But the ocean's there. So live what you want to live, do what you want to do. I'm just saying, don't go in blind. That's all I'm saying. Don't go in blind. You know, give yourself at least a little bit of a soft landing where you can have time to adjust to the enormous difference in infrastructure and adjust to eating Ghanaian foods or food that you can make with Ghanaian, like the fruits and vegetables and grains and all those things that actually grow here in Ghana and that are accessible during those particular seasons, basically is what I'm trying to say. You have to adjust your eating habit and how you eat when you come here if you don't want to go for broke, because it's just, these foreign foods are ridiculously expensive, guys. It's insane. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed my morning minute. I don't want to be keeping these morning minutes too long. Here's where I come on live through the chat and communicate in rainbows versus real life and truth. So it is what it is. Guys, please share the video, help me grow my channel. So I'm to my tired point. I don't have no idea if this thing might have cut out on me. I don't even know. But I'll be dropping more videos, 2 videos a week from now on. And then in between those scheduled 2, I'll be giving you the morning minutes like I am now, you know, and occasionally, seldomly, I'll be doing lives because I don't like the stress involved with lives. It's just not my flavor. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining me on this morning minute on this Sunday morning or evening, wherever you are. I hope that you get out there, enjoy that sunshine if you have it. And if you don't, you survived the pandemic, so you damn sure better enjoy life. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all. Have a good one. Bye.